And here we are, we're back on episode 6, and this is part 2. Once again, we're going to go back with Rich Anderson. He's going to tell us about what he does, and then we'll continue on from there. Rich?
Well, I want to thank you all for having me here today. To our guests here, Avery, John. I have a photographic studio locally here in Binghamton, covering the Binghamton area predominantly. The business is focused primarily on portraits, wedding, private sector work, although I still get the ancillary commercial assignments from having had a commercial studio recently. Background, prior to coming to Binghamton, worked down in Manhattan. Worked for a number of studios, covering a full gambit of work from beauty photography to product photography to advertising photography. You try to get a full scope of experience when you're honing that craft.
I saw his knees start jumping when you said the beauty photography.
Yeah, I was going to say
shaking and stuff like that. He'll have to look at those proofs.
Kept the work clean, Avery. Kept the work clean. Keep it up and above board.
Oh well, please.
Some of the I've had the opportunity to photograph some. Actually, first be on set as an assistant. You start out honing your skills and such with some major labels, major names. Worked on sets with Clinique, Clairol. When the Clairol came out with the different not flavored, but scented shampoos. They had a model in for each of those.
When I'm done with the date, it's flavored.
There you go. I'm going, also we were on set with, commodities work. I was on set at one point. Brinks came in with, I was seeing right in front of me, 18 bars of gold, 6 bars of bronze, 6 bars of silver for a commodities book. And
how many were there when you left?
They were still there because the Brinks was still there. So that went on, and you learn. You become a sponge when you're working down in Manhattan. Any major market, Manhattan, Chicago, or LA, it's the best place to learn this craft. Gone on to, from that point over to photograph for Macy's, photograph diamonds, microwaves, and pots. We recover everything from the major ads down to the Sunday supplements.
Catalog.
Exactly, catalog work. From Macy's, shot over to Prudential, which was right next door at the time, and photographed corporate work through the mid-'80s until coming to Binghamton. While with Prudential, I had the opportunity to go into Manhattan on a number of assignments through Prudential-sponsored charities and such. And within one of these, I photographed LL Cool J, Dr. Dre, Ed Lover. On site was helping out in this benefit was Queen Latifah's mom. And so I met this whole clan helping out for this one organization with Prudential in Harlem. Which was a nice experience. They had me go into Harlem on Christmas Eve, went in, did my job, talked to the people, came down, did a little shopping on Fifth Avenue, Christmas Eve.
3-week hospital stay, and he said,
what else is there, right? Had a good time. And then while at Prudential, life took me in certain paths, and I brought myself to Binghamton.
The big town.
Right? Binghamton.
Now you got to the big time.
I worked it out in New York. And I made it.
What else can you ask for? You're on the Servin Cigar Show.
There you go.
You're the photographer for our Servin Golf Tournament.
Every year.
Unbelievable. What else can you ask for?
The studio also shoots the golf tournaments for Make-A-Wish both in Binghamton and Syracuse every year. And more recently, we started photographing some of the Make-A-Wish events that are taking place in and around the area. The original studio, as was originally formatted, was commercial work, and in that I had the opportunity to go back down to Manhattan again for a magazine out of Syracuse, which is unfortunately no more, to photograph Tommy Hilfiger in his showroom. It was an interesting session in that while I was trying to photograph it, the agency in Syracuse decided to check all the copywriting while I'm on set with Tommy. So you're talking about a person who's got a tight schedule to begin with. The sun is going down, I'm using the outside light in the city, she's checking copy right at that moment. You have to do it now? I'm losing the light here, okay?
The sun's not cooperating.
Not at all.
Yeah, really.
So you're more than just doing the Canon Sure Shot.
More than the Canon Sure Shot. We're talking a pro-line shooting here.
And that's what I love.
And then that's gone on, given that we all know what the economy is in Binghamton. Left the studio, a number of advertising situations and opportunities came about, and then I became PR manager for the U.S. division of graphic systems for AGFA out of Belgium, Europe. Unfortunately, budget cuts hit that one within a matter of months. Came back to the studio and reopened the studio with a private sector focus. Commercial is really, they cut the line on commercial. A number of organizations locally had upwards to 10, 12 publications in-house. That's all been cut back. So bridal being the main subject, it's enjoyable because I'm able to take that commercial flavor into a bridal customer. It isn't just a matter of photographing what's in front of me. I can actually stylize the event and basically publish the event through the studio.
Awesome.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
And you'll be he's the professional photographer in-house with us, with Cigars, and now soon to be the new Wise Ash Lounge, which is going to be relocated, but that's a story all in itself. He's done great work, and you know what? He's been kind enough with all this expertise, and I mean, I'm being shocked with what I'm hearing, but the expertise that he has, he's done a lot of this stuff gratis, which is unbelievable for a person that has the background and so forth that he has.
You gave him a cigar, didn't you?
I gave him a cigar.
What more could you ask for?
What else could, that's an even trade.
Like
$50,000 of work and a serve-in cigar. What else can a person ask for?
Like I see with the individuals here, it isn't always about the money. We certainly want to pay our mortgages and our car loans and such, but if we really enjoy what we do,
So
you
true.
like to try and give that back
So true.
here and there.
And that's the whole
It's
emphasis
really
of
important.
enjoying cigars with friends. In all honesty.
Any questions that you want to have before we
Well, I know
move on?
you did something with the New York Giants.
Yes, well, with Prudential, I photographed the New York Giants. One of my final assignments with Pru, enjoyable, was to photograph the Essex County United Way group on the 50-yard line of Giant Stadium. Couldn't resist tossing a ball around after we were all done. So, how many opportunities you get to stand on the 50-yard line,
All right, Giant Stadium.
Yep.
doing what you love doing?
Knowing that this Sunday is going to be the Super Bowl.
And the late Giant Stadium.
On that
That's right, the late Giant Stadium.
Exactly.
Well, we appreciate hearing, and you'll get to chat in and jump in whenever you want. Let me just tell you, this is getting to the end of the part 2 of episode 6. What we're going to do when we come back is I'm going to talk a little bit about the topic of the day, which is going to be removing bands from cigars, about bugs and what's called, I love to call affectionately, weebles on cigars, and we're going to talk and update the Cigar lighter, cutter, and utility tool. And then we'll go on to some more great information. Once again, we'll be back in just a moment.